So if you could just give a little background on what NFTs are exactly.
Yeah, yeah, it's so funny because usually when people ask that question, what are NFTs? They give the acronym definition.
Yep.
Like, it's so funny to me. Like, I'm just like, okay, that doesn't really explain it, but I'll go ahead and explain it. So yes, it is a non-fungible token. Yes, obviously, let's get that out of the way. But it's more than that. What does it exactly mean? So when I reference this, I always go back and give a concept of a trading card. Back in the day, we had Babe Ruth signed trading card or whoever it might be, Jackie Robinson, whatever, right? And it was a unique, right, one-of-a-kind signed card. And that card, your grandfather passed on to you. You held it for this long. Of course, it's worth money now, right? All this time. That's the same thing as an NFT. It's unique. It's verifiable, right? Somebody can verify it. And essentially, it's valuable. So these are now being transferred. It doesn't have to be just a trading card, right? It can now be a digital file, audio file. It could be a picture. It could be a video. It could be anything that is considered of benefit, if that makes sense, right? In whatever form or fashion, whatever your mind can create, anything of benefit. If you can create a benefit around a course, right? Your educational course, you can make that an NFT now. And of course, people are going to buy it because it's of value.
Gotcha.
So that's how I like to break it down, just in a nutshell. Yes, it's a non-fungible token, but it's so much
that makes a ton of sense. And I think can you give an example of maybe a big artist that released an NFT and what that looked like, like what benefits that came with, just to kind of put an example to the theory now for everyone listening?
Sure. So I mean, what I can do is this one. Let's see, who's a good person to mention? There's been so many. There's Tory Lanez, there's Kings of Leon. Let's go with Kings of Leon, just because I know a little bit more about that project. In the sense of Kings of Leon, they released an album. They said, hey, you can only get this album as an NFT. You can only get it as a digital file. And it's only available for those who bought it, for those who actually purchase it, right? So let's say there's only 10,000 copies. Now, I'm sure there's more copies, but let's say there's only 10,000 copies. That's going to make it more valuable because it's scarcity. It's like, oh, I'm a big Kings of Leon fan. I'm not, but don't tell them that. But I'm a big Kings of Leon fan, and I really want this album. I'm gonna wait. I want to be part of that, right? Whether it's gonna cost me 99 cents or it's gonna cost me, I don't know, $500. Whatever it is, I want to be a part of that experience, right? So that's really what an NFT is. It's literally the valuable digital file that they gave out that told their audience and their fan base that, hey, this is the only way to get it. This is how you're going to listen to our album in the future. It's not going to be on Apple. This is
and
it.
So why would Kings of Leon do that? What's the benefit for them? Is that they kind of get to kind of go around some of like the legacy systems and the middleman that used to be there? Or what's that main benefit for the artists or for the creators?
That's a great question. I mean, it's a lot of benefit, right? So there's three that come to mind off of my head right now. And it's one, the ability to talk to your audience, right? The ability to directly sell to your audience now. That's one big, huge thing. We're skipping Apple, we're skipping Spotify, we're skipping all these other middlemen that have to touch the top. So that's really a cool factor for artists. Secondly, because technically it's all Bitcoin now and Ethereum and cryptos, right? The NFT itself is subject to the market like rise and fall. So what I mean by that is, let's say the album is technically worth $10. Let's just use the USD for this case scenario. And because of Ethereum and the price of Ethereum rose, I don't know, it rose to, let's say, another 100, valuable of another 100, okay? So basically, you actually just like 100% increased your value of that audio file, of that NFT. So if it was $10, now it's worth $20, right? Just because the market itself rose 100%.
I see.
Okay. And then last but not least that I would say is, so we talked about, the ability to directly market to your fans. We talked about the subject of price. And the last thing that comes to mind is when you're talking about an NFT and its resale value. So meaning It's capable of resale on a secondary market, meaning, hey, I'm a part of the first 10,000 that was a part of this album purchase. However, I've used it up. I'm happy with it. I see that the Ethereum price has now gone up. Well, guess what? I can now sell this on the secondary market, and I can sell it for a profit as a user. As a person who is a fan of theirs, I can go sell it to another fan and actually make profit. Not only that, why it's beneficial for Kings of Leon is because they can code inside of their NFT that anytime that this is sold, anytime that this specific NFT is sold, we can make a 10% purchase. We can make a 10% profit on it.
So they would continue to earn every time that is sold into perpetuity, essentially. So every time that goes on the secondary market, they're still profiting from it. That's super interesting.